Hey guys, Eric here from Weekly Gamer Talk, and today I got some awesome gameplay for you guys. This is how to get a Flawless Raider achievement in Destiny, and I'm playing with two of my best friends, Max and John, and I got them here with me today. Say hey guys!
What's cracking?
Hello.
Hello. So I'm playing on my Hunter. John, what are you playing on?
I am playing on my Warlock.
Max,
I was playing on my Warlock as well.
Alright, you're playing on your Warlock as well. So we got two Warlocks and we got a Hunter. And I'm running the lamps right now.
Of course.
And I know full well that there are shortcuts for the maze. I do not utilize any of those shortcuts in this video. I'm simply just running the maze. So you can see every lamp, start to finish. We want to give you as much as we can without making the video too long. But basically, I got a pretty easy setup here. I'm using my guys, help me out here. Icebreaker. That's right. Thank you. I'm using my icebreaker. Sorry, guys, I totally forgot. Brain fart. I'm using my icebreaker for two reasons. One, when I shoot the enemies, they explode, so it kills more enemies at a time, and also because it gives me +2 character agility, so it helps me move faster. But I'm also using my Don't Touch Me gauntlets, so every time I get hit, I end up going invisible. And also,
you shouldn't be getting hit in the first place.
and I'm also using my Blade Dancer class so that when I crouch, I can go invisible. So it gives me as many defense mechanisms as possible to make it through the maze. Meanwhile, during this time, both John and Max are just sitting back at the starting point, just waiting for me to complete the maze so that they don't take any chances on dying. Because again, this is Flawless Raider. Everyone on your fire team has to complete the entire raid in its entirety without anyone dying, going to orbit, or anything of that nature. So we got a little bit here before we make it to the end, so we're just going to briefly transition over, talk about some miscellaneous topics. So what you guys want to talk about? Or what are your thoughts as we're doing this?
Well, I definitely want to mention how many times we had to actually do this. I mean, it took us how many tries? I mean, we at least did this maybe 10 to 12 times.
This was attempt number 12, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty
yeah, guys, you're not. Yeah. When we get to the bridge part, we're going to explain that in great detail. I had to cut a lot of that footage out because there was a lot of waiting going on, and we'll explain that. But basically, yeah, you're not going to do this in one try. It's not going to happen. You're going to have a team of people who are completely dedicated to trying this multiple times, because you're going to have to get a few things down perfectly before you can execute it, obviously, and then you're going to have to just have that lucky try where you execute it. We actually had an issue with Crota glitching on us multiple times. We made it all the way to the end multiple times without dying, and then Crota was one hit away from actually being defeated one time.
On the very first run.
Yeah, on the very first run, we made it all the way to the end without dying. We got Crota down to one hit, and we shot him with full Gallahorns, and he didn't go down. It completely glitched. So you can understand our frustration with that, definitely.
Yeah, it was pretty lame.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty lame. But we had a lot of laughs too. Make it so far.
I can't tell you how many times John killed himself with a rocket launcher.
John is notorious. And by the way, John's gamer tag, if you see it here, he's seeing sand. I'm Isaiah 53 KGB, and Max is a flock full of babies. Yes, a flock full of babies. It is a very funny gamer tag.
It catches the attention of people. So.
Yeah. But John is notorious for killing himself with rockets. Don't ask me how. It just happens. So, yeah, actually, John killed himself at the very beginning of the raid.
At the very beginning of the third or fourth run, I had dropped my controller, and I had my rocket launcher out, and it fired. And don't ask me how, but it fired.
And he blew himself up.
Committing suicide while these two aren't quite sure what's going on.
Yeah. All we hear is a thud, and next thing you know, he's dead. I'm just like,
we're all playing in the same room. Next thing I know, oh crap! Here goes the controller.
Mind you, this is after we had literally failed like 3 or 4 times on some of the most easiest parts. So we were all kind of frustrated, and then next thing I know, we're getting bored. We're tired of waiting for the bridge to form beginning, and then clunk, controller falls.
and we're like, what? How'd he do that? What? He just died. What?
But I mind you, out of the 12 attempts, I think it only costed us 1 restart.
But it was the worst restart, so that accounts for something.
Then I fell off the bridge trying to take the sword across twice.
I died on the lamps. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've ran this maze flawlessly, and the one time we actually need me to run it, I couldn't run it. I kept dying, and finally here, as you see, that we made it. But basically, what we want to do with this video, we want to reminisce and provide instruction on how to do this, but we also want to offer you guys a little bit of humor and entertainment, obviously. We really just want to help people learn how to get the Flawless Raider achievement. We are playing on Xbox One. We're not playing on PlayStation. We know PlayStation is the more popular platform and it gets all the videos and stuff. So we want to give Xbox a little bit of support and love. But anybody can watch this video, obviously.
Yep. Another thing is we didn't really give them the full rundown. We were all 34s. All three was 34s.
That's true.
I was running Warlock. I had... You're going to need icebreakers, by the way, or a form of sniper.
Icebreaker would be preferred.
Just
absolutely.
due to the bridge.
Okay, now hang on real fast. So, okay, we're in the bridge section right here, and I cut a lot of it out because it's waiting. But basically what I'm doing right here is I'm jumping to the top of the tower, and I'm showing you the jump on how to do it. John and Max are already at the top of the tower. But basically what you need to do is you need to trigger the bridge, or you need to trigger the enemies by trying to form the bridge, and then run away immediately. You come over here, you follow the sequence that I'm showing you right here, you make it to the top of the tower. And you're going to go right here. Now, as a hunter, this is by far the hardest jump. So I'm changing my jump mechanisms over right here. I'm putting on my higher jump. And basically, I got that on my first try, which is something that never happens.
Yeah, it took him at least 100 tries.
And so as you see right there, John's in front of me, seeing sand, and Max is already up there. That's a glitched spot. Now, you might be saying, why are you doing this? Well, what happens is when all three of us are up here this high, it registers us as off the map, and then all the enemies will despawn. So this is, everybody knows about despawning the enemies by dying and resurrecting with a warlock, but this is how you despawn the enemies without having to use a warlock. And as you saw, John and I didn't make it up there where Max was, but we just kept jumping, and every time we got close to making it, it would temporarily register us off the map, and therefore all the enemies would then despawn. And so now what we're doing is Max is going to go in the center to build a bridge. I'm going to the far left totem, and John's going to go to the far right totem. And we waited here for quite some time for the sword bearer to come out. I'm skipping over some footage there. I'm going to fast forward just to when the sword bearer comes out. And I actually forgot, but I'm the guy who actually ran the sword across.
Yep, you ran the sword across this time. I mean, because we decided after a while, it's best for, instead of picking one person to grab the sword, just whoever's closest gets the sword. And... just makes it a lot easier and keeps the confusion down.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we were waiting for the bridge to stay fully formed, and I went ahead and I picked the sword up, and as you can see, I'm running across. And from here, it's your standard. Everyone knows what to do for at this point. You make it over, you're just going to go to the left corner, and you're going to camp, and then you're going to let your other two colleagues use their icebreakers to kill the enemies until the ogres come out.
Oh, there goes the dude.
Yeah. and then they're going to kill the ogres, and then the bridge is going to be formed. And, of course, I waited here a good 5 to 10 minutes. Just waiting for the ogres to come out and them to kill the ogres. And so I'm going to skip over some of that footage as well.
Now, a little funny tidbit about this. We were talking about the icebreaker, but if I recall, I did not have my icebreaker on my warlock, and I was using the black hammer.
Right.
Which can also be done because, as you know, precision mag bonus on the ogres is a very, very, very easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have an icebreaker, don't panic. Don't think, oh, I can't get this achievement. It can be done with just about any sniper as long as you nail the headshots and as long as you have the ammo.
Absolutely. And we just recommend an icebreaker, obviously, simply because just because the ammo automatically comes back.
Particularly for this point right here, you want to make sure you take this slow, just because.
Yeah, this hallway.
The shriekers.
The shriekers will kill you.
Yeah,
and they respawn.
And they respawn. Yeah, we found that out the hard way. The shriekers keep respawning. And by the way, if you're going for Flawless Raider, forget the chest. You do not care about making it in time for that chest.
Yeah, and then the only thing is that if you're a warlock, especially, just forget about the self res or anything like that. Just put on your sunscreen or whatever, or sunscreen lotion. I don't know what it's called, but
I think you called it foreskin at one point.
Yeah, foreskin. You put that on, and you just run through. Just have no fear. The warlock is here.
No fear, the warlock is here. So yeah, Max went into beast mode, and as you saw, he just ran the whole hallway. But yeah, the key there is making yourself as hard to kill as possible while two guys stay back, one guy runs it, the other two guys are going to give some support fire, and you're just going to take it slow, like you said.
Speaking of another thing, though, one thing would also help is as far as loadouts go, if anyone was wondering what we were using as a primary, I use the Vision of Confluence.
Yep, I use the, I forget what I was using. I have so many weapons. Anyway, I was using probably more or less either the mixture of the Fatebringer and the Fang. Or you. So.
Right here, as you see, normal setup for the Deathsinger. I almost blew it right there and got killed. But typically I run the Oversoul Edit as my primary. It's just a great gun. I like it a lot. And then for my special weapon, I kept switching between my Icebreaker and my Black Hammer. From this point on, you're only going to see me use my Black Hammer because I want to use my Gallahorn for taking down the Deathsinger.
You don't eat the ammo out of it, which is something a lot of people forget.
Right. Now, guys, if I recall correctly, so again, guys, you're going to take everything the normal way here. You're just going to, kill the witch, and then you're going to kill your wizard. Now, what we did here was, I think Max transitioned over to help me, and him and I went in the normal way, but John stayed on the right side, and John came in and flanked the Deathsinger, right? So we were able to shoot her from both sides. John, did you experience any extra enemies over there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say? Any more enemies?
There always seems to be more enemies congregate on the right, because if you'll notice, and anyone that's ran Crota notices, after you do drop the Deathsinger, you'll see a pool of enemies the bottom right underneath the tower. And if I'm not mistaken, I tried to go that way, I got hit, and I want to say I came back around. Now, the strategy can be done, but you run the risk of getting one or two knights you don't see, and since you don't have that second person, you're going to have someone behind you. Whenever you run the left side strategy, you have three people. We got one guy right in front, one guy right in the middle, one guy in the back. You got the ultimate coverage. The only thing you got to watch is, don't hit each other with your rocket launcher.
Right, And also, happened. You see these spikes hanging from the roof. If you're not careful, you will shoot a rocket with one of those, and you will kill yourself. And as you can see there, she went around the backside. I think John finished her off. And then at this point, we just run out. We focus on staying alive. The Deathsinger is down.
We're the most nervous right here because we're jumping up and down playing whack-a-mole. We're having knights swing at us. Everyone's getting hit. It's mass confusion.
I actually went in there with my foreskin on and smacked it with a fist.
And then everyone just yells, "She's dead!" and we just all take off running out.
Now I cut out the gameplay there, guys, just because from that point on,
everybody knows.
Everybody knows. You just stay alive and you kill all the enemies so you get the checkpoint. All right, so this is Crota. The start of Crota, as you know.
This was about my second time running sword, so you have to understand my level of nervousness.
Because Eric refuses to learn how to run sword as a hunter. So.
And I'm running as a warlock.
I ran the lamps. All right,
that's all blink strike my way to invisibility.
Hey, you did a good job, and we made it work the way it did.
We did, and I did almost shoot Crota in the face with a rocket launcher and throw this whole thing away. But that's a different story.
I just want to say for the record, I worked hard to get my Gallahorn, and I didn't get my Gallahorn so I could run sword. I got my Gallahorn so I could shoot Crota.
You kill the sword.
Hey, I'm just saying what it is. Yeah. But anyway, so right here is just your standard setup, guys. Focus on staying alive, keep the high ground, kill the enemies. Simple as that. You pick a guy to run sword, and you run the normal setup. Now we did run 3 swords. We did have to fight the ogres because when you are doing Flawless Raider, what you have to understand,
you do not want to take the chance.
You don't want to take chances when you're running flawless. When you're trying to get a flawless raider, like some of you might watch this video and be like, "Oh, these guys suck," or "These guys this," or "These guys that." But listen, when you try it your normal way and you do all that 10 or 12 different times, you eventually learn that you just need to sit back, take your time. The game's gonna be there. You're eventually gonna make it to the end. And so right here we have John running the sword as a warlock, which is very, very impressive. Oh, I want to point this out real fast. You see, I'm taking out the boomers. That's critical, guys. Absolutely critical. And when you kill the first 2 boomers, there's a knight coming. He's going to jump down. And what I do is I focus on killing that knight so that when the sword bearer hops or when the sword runner gets up there, he doesn't have to worry about anything or of any kind except for taking down Crota.
I can't stress how important that is, especially not running a hunter, because I have no invisibility. It's crucial to keep me alive. With those boomers there, it's,
And as you saw there, we doubled up on Gallahorns. I think I shot 1, Max shot 2 that time, and then I ended up shooting with primary. And the reason why is Crota's known to glitch.
He is known to glitch, and it happened to us. But the other thing is a lot of people can get caught up, you have to wait until his yellow force field goes down before you shoot him again.
Right there. Right, well, you not enough time to show it, but basically, whenever Crota gets up from being hit by the sword, he's gonna glow gold or yellow, something like that. We found that out the hard way. We thought he glitched, and that's why he didn't go down the first time. And it turns out it wasn't so much of a glitch as much as it is immunity. It was a temporary immunity.
Now, mind you, we are not Crota masters. I know there's a lot of people out there that say you could have ran it, and you could have did 3 strikes. You could have did 3 strikes. I would much rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, that was our mentality with this. This was 4th of July weekend, by the way. This was actually July 3rd. We just got finished grilling out hamburgers and hot dogs. We had a great time, and we just wanted this achievement. This actually gave me 100% gamer score off of this game. I officially have all achievements possible as of now.
Until the Taken King.
And so right here we're just waiting for Crota to rotate. To crotate. We like saying crotate.
Everybody says.
Sit down and crotate.
Call it the Taken King because he's taking your 100% achievements from you.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Yep. Out of House of Wolves and A Dark Below, no achievements. And now with Taken King, we're getting no achievements. I'm like, I just got 100%. No. All right, guys. So here's a very basic, simple rinse and repeat. Take out the boomers, take out the sword bearer, and then we listen for the sword runner to tell us, hey, drop them.
And if I'm not mistaken, right here, the sword actually ran out on me as I was in front of Crota, and I almost rocket launched myself because I thought I had the sword. If I'm not mistaken, it's right after this. And you want to know nerve-wracking? This is very nerve-wracking. You have a sword, you're standing in front of a 9-foot giant, one hit and you go down.
Oh, yeah, see right there? Yeah.
Sword ran out on me.
So we're going down for ogres now.
Yeah, now we're going down for the ogres. And so, again, guys, this is one of the hardest achievements to get. Actually, it is the hardest achievement to get in this game, according to the app's True Achievements. And by the way, if you're watching this video, this channel's Weekly Gamer Talk. We did an app review of True Achievements. The link will be in the description below. I strongly recommend you check out that app, especially if you're running an Xbox One. But basically, according to that app and to that website, the Flawless Raider achievement is considered, or what I'm trying to say is only 4% of the entire Xbox population, Destiny players, have that achievement. So we're officially in the top 4% of all players on Xbox Live to have this achievement. It's a very hard achievement to get. And so that's why, we're doing 3 swords instead of 2 swords. We're taking our time.
Yep.
We're killing everything possible. Just patience. You just need a little bit of patience and time.
Patience and time.
Just like the weapon. Just a little bit of patience and time. That's all you need, exactly.
So here, did we just go for him after this?
Second ogre's down.
Did we
stayed.
just YOLO?
If I'm not mistaken,
I think we YOLO'd it.
I think you ran up top, Max, and left Eric down below. Yeah. And then he was like, "Wait, what?"
I'm like, like, what's going on? Yeah. I'm standing down here. I'm like, is Max going or coming? I was like, he's coming back. No, he's not coming back. And so John's like, I'm
sitting here panicking. I'm like, I'm going to stay right here. I have my Gallahorn out, and my sword bearer is going to come running around. I'm going to take it, and we're good to go.
Yeah, and right here I'm thinking I'm going to stay with John. I'm going to go with Max. I'm going to stay with John, go with Max. So finally I said, forget it. I'm just going with Max. So I blade dance, I go invisible, and I get up
If I'm not mistaken, there is Thrall in there, and that's one thing you have to watch after the ogre room. If you go back up top.
Yeah, this is a very, very nerve-wracking achievement to get, to say the least.
So we just played it safe, and we could have gotten him right there, but we just wanted
Nothing
to be safe,
is worse than getting to Crota, getting a couple swords in, and then having to restart the whole thing from the beginning. And then you'll understand why, we're going to sit here, let Crota rotate, let him sit, let him come back, let him sit, take our sweet time with it. If I'm not mistaken, Crota got held up here because you wouldn't get out of the window.
Yeah, so I kept antagonizing Crota, and I keep pointing. My wife is in the room at this point, by the way, and I call her my good luck charm because we did not get the achievement until she walked in, and when she walked in, everything went perfect. So big shout out to my wife for that. But anyway, I was just sitting here antagonizing. I'm like, come on, crotate, and he's not.
And I'm sitting down here ready to.
And I'm like, let's hide. I'm playing hide and seek with him. I'm like, all right, come on, let's hide. Maybe he'll rotate if I hide, and so, yeah.
Well, I mean, he moved eventually, so.
Yeah, he eventually moved. And
We got him the next sword. Like the next sword, I think John hit him 3 times. So. Not
Yep,
too bad.
I just went in 3 hits. I'm like, you know what? It's riding on me. If I screw this up, I'm never gonna hear the
You
end
already
of it.
screwed up once, so I mean.
We all screwed up multiple times.
We got him to one shot.
Between these two over here not knowing how to count their Gallahorn shots and not knowing when to reload, that got us a reset.
Hey. But anyway, same thing, rinse and repeat. Take out the boomers, take out the following night, and then wait for the sword runner to say.
You gotta trust the sword bearer to get the dude down, and one person needs to help him snipe. So
that was a perfect shot, by the way, at that angle, man. I'm just saying.
Now I think everyone just.
All right, so now we just unloaded on.
Yeah, the main thing you want to do is you don't want to hold back on this part. So boom, there we go.
Boom, there you go. That's it.
All that work, and I get the Light of the Abyss again.
There we go.
Achievement unlocked, 65 gamer score, flawless raider. Complete a raid without anyone in your fire team dying. By far the hardest achievement in this game, and one of the hardest achievements that I have ever gotten in my entire life.
Yeah. And you know, MVP goes to the sword bearer.
No, absolutely.
That's bullcrap.
That's a team, guys.
Hey, I was a tactician.
Hey, we're a team. If you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and just thanks again for watching, guys, and until next time, have a good one.
I'm putting at the exact same time the thing started. That was serious.
Alright, I have no more rocket launcher ammo.
What? Seriously?
No more ammo. I don't have any in there.
Okay.
Damn, we're a little low though.
YOLO! Max, stop. Please, Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl. I have played multi-class. It's the worst range. Multi-class sucks.
Not all saying stipulations.
We don't got that flawless taker. I might not got that flawless taker now. Flawless trigger. YOLO!
Oh, we're gonna die. Really? Of course, then you have the Destiny Elitist.